was just going really, that was a lot of hard work I did there, and I'm just hoping I haven't lost too much of it here. But as far as I can tell, that's what's happened there, because I think that was the last map on my list. So obviously by getting to the 30,000 kilogram stage, that has unlocked a bit more, and I can see that there's two other maps there. There's two other maps that are fogged out, if you like. So when I get to the 45,000 kilogram stage, that'll unlock those, and they may well even be harder. And I guess, I don't know if they go in levels or you know what, but that was map 10 that I started on, really, so I haven't even tried the other 9, you know. I have seen Island Hopper and I think maybe a desert one. I did see Rick play those, but to be honest, I have to stop sitting up all night playing games because work will be beckoning soon, I'm sure. I just want to see how far back I've gone here without, you know, I've just got to the point now where I had changed the steel plates coming back in to replace the capacitor production. If I've at least got to that stage, I can work the rest of it in. Anyway, but I didn't. Well, I gave it a minute or two to try and rectify, but then it came up with a Windows message, you know, to close the program or wait, and I just tried wait a few times and it did nothing. So I think I just overloaded my RAM. I think there's only 8 gig of RAM in this computer, so say only, I mean, that to me that sounds like a lot of RAM, but in today's terms it's probably not much. Seems to be taking a bit of time to load, so maybe because I didn't have to close Windows, I might not have lost anything, might not have lost any of that work. I sincerely hope not, because I enjoyed that. You know, I enjoyed trying to fix that all up. I love snap. I just love snaps. And when snaps work good, you know, when you're using something like AutoCAD and you can configure your snap behavior, you know, to play a game that's got really beautiful snaps, which this definitely has. The snaps are lovely on it. They're not glitchy at all, mostly. As far as I can see, you know, everything is good and bad points, but really I haven't found anything in this game except for the occasional data glitch whereby my lorries stopped functioning and disappeared. I had to rebuild, you know, several things that time, but I think that may well have been my computer and the RAM, you know, because I've got I haven't actually adjusted the page file in this computer since I've had it 5 years, and I still haven't got around to doing that, which was something I used to do all the time. But I might have to allocate some of my D drive for RAM Let's see how that goes. If I can remember to do it. I'm severely badly stuck in a loading screen here. It's making no progress for the last 10%. It's just I can't really hear any activity in the hard drives. I do have a mouse, so I don't know here what's going on. I restarted the game, of course, but could it be trying to recover some data? I'm not sure. You know, it could be processing the last sort of 5 minutes of activity before it crashed. I don't know. I hope so. But it doesn't look like it's going to complete. No, I can't hear any activity in there at all. In the computer. So I'm starting to wonder now. Yeah. Well, we're just going for another crash. I'm not even gonna get a chance to go for my 45,000 if that save game is corrupted now. It's again, Microsoft has been putting out updates recently. I've had about 3 times this year already. They've been wanting to just install updates last thing at night, so that could be something to do with it. And I guess everybody has their own opinion about Microsoft updates. Mine is that from past operating systems experience, that the computers that I have, which is numerous computers through the whole era of Windows, the ones that I didn't update are the ones that are still working. You know, I've got I think I've got maybe close to about 30 different operating systems on various hard drives, and the ones that were coming to a stage where they just couldn't do anything were the ones that were updating automatically. But I did have a couple that I kept specifically away from the internet, kept them off the internet, and they're still off the internet, and I've never updated them. I'm still running on the original software, and the programs that I use on them work perfectly, not a problem with any of them, and they're not even powerful computers. You know, you're talking maybe some of them I might have like 1.5 gigs of RAM. You know, actually some of them are less than that, and they still run perfectly. Now, if I connected them to the internet, yeah, I can probably browse and stuff like that, but I certainly wouldn't be able to play a lot of the modern games. I I don't think that has budged one little tiny bit, or is that like a half a millimeter or something that's one there? That looks about 3 mil. I think at one point it was actually 1 mil, so plus my little blue circle's gone. Windows Millennium was a nightmare, wasn't it? It just was. It was really horrible. It was like an extremely horrible version of Windows 98. And the 98 is not a bad system for its day. Up to and including Service Pack 2. But really, a couple of years into that, I noticed some of the Windows computers that I was repairing, people had been, updating and automatic restore and all that stuff on them, and they were just, you couldn't do anything with them at all. The XP computers, both my function and in-use XP PCs are both still working very, very nicely. No problem. In fact, one of them there today, well, okay, it does sound a bit like an airplane, but it's pretty good. It's pretty fast. Handles the internet very nicely. It's never been updated. And it's just XP Pro, that's all it is. It's not even Windows 7. Windows 7 is not bad actually. Out of all the Windows, it's one of the better ones. Windows 8 just, fire it off over a head somewhere, because Windows 8 is horrific. It's okay in the beginning, as is any computer, but if you actually use it for any length of time, it soon comes to a grinding halt. Usually within your sort of first, few thousand hours. But anyway, this is going nowhere, so I'll just end that. I'll end on that note. Yeah, because I don't even think that stream is happy. And I must actually wire up another monitor in here, because I could do with a screen. Just run a dual screen here. I'm only running a single display. But if I'd and I do have several other monitors about, I'll maybe put one on just to monitor the stream, because it's not, half the time I can't even find them in my own account. I don't know how. You used to be able to customize your channel, your YouTube channel, to a point where you could choose what was displayed on your home screen, and I have tried to find that, and I just can't find anywhere where you can do that. And you basically you take what they're giving you now. It's completely closed up. Now, maybe if you're paying a subscription to YouTube, you might have other access to different things, but really it's not worth that. You're actually cheaper just running your own server or renting, you know, a decent domain yourself, you know, with it. And you know, you can buy domains with very greedy companies, whereby, you know, the domain name itself is like a couple of dollars or a couple of pound or maybe even £10, but to actually do anything with it, you've got to pay for every single thing individually. You know, if you want a POP3, you've got to pay for it. If you want a redirect, you've got to pay for it. If you want server query language, you've got to pay for it. If you want, you've got to pay for the hosting to begin with, but there's just so many. If you want PHP, you've got to pay for it. If you want a CGI bin, you've got to pay for it. You have to pay for these all things. And see, by the time you have a reasonably good functioning website, you're out a couple of £100, you know. So it's just a complete money racket now, because if you actually look into it, back, well, I have looked in, so it's been a long time since I looked at that side of things, but when I was very involved in that, I was let's see, there was a few hosts out there that you could have full access to everything just for the annual fee, and it very quickly changed around that time to a point where I started looking into having my own TLD, because this was long before all those dots came out. There were still only like 5 or 6 options, which was you know, .com, .net, .org, .org, .uk, .co.uk. There were a few other ones, foreign country ones, but when I looked into it, you could actually, with a very small investment, I think it was about £700, if you could establish the documentation to prove that you'd be able to sell, that you'd be able to keep accounts properly and stuff like that there for the sales of domains. You literally, it's a license to print money, because you could sell as many as the IP would allow you, which was hundreds of thousands of domains, and there was no recommended price. You know, you could just pick a price, pluck it out of the air, say, okay, here you are, buy a domain at .dog, for example, dog, just off the top of my head. There might even be one of those now, I don't know. But if you wanted to do that, as long as you were maintaining it and all the rest of it, you could just sell as many as you want at whatever price you want it, with no hosting. You know, so, and that information was readily available at the time, and I would say within a year or two of that, there was an explosion on domains, and you could have anything, .face, .tin, .curtain, now whatever the hell you wanted, really, you know, every good thing up. So domains, the domain name bubble, of course, but yeah, money for old rope, as they say. I can't seem to get out of this. So this stream may well not even happen. It's not letting me out at all. So I'm going to have to just close that down there. This dog's down to get to bed. I'm not going to get out of that program. There we go again. Okay. So, right, slight problem with that, but I can finish up here. So, there you go.